Hiya there, how you doing? It's your girl, the Cranberry Kay. We're trying again. It's midday. I am early today. I'm coming in the name of Jesus. How are you doing? Remember the mandua discussion that I had yesterday? I'm going to the bank. My dress is wholly creased, but you know, like whatever. It's just the laugh of a persecuted saint. Every so often they have creased things. I'm looking for the keys. I shouldn't have put them in the bag. Found them. It's because I first had to go and use the ladies, so I had to slot them in somewhere. Well, in a house that only has women, it's a ladies. Anyway. Yes, I've had the car available for 2 days in a row. Congratulations to me. Congru. I think I've just proven that I know my vowels. Congru. That's horrible, but it's cool, because when I drive out, it's gonna improve. The delay. It's midday. Oh, goodness. No. My nose, I need to blow it. I'm gonna have to ignore it, because I'm not going to the house. My life is so rough, you guys. I took photos earlier. See, I told you, life will improve. I took photos earlier. Even though my dress is creased. Why is my dress creased? I did let you guys know why. I have such challenges in my life. Like creased dresses, creased shirts, creased whatnot. I do not have space in my wardrobe. Okay, today's hot. Okay, yesterday it wasn't. It was kind of murky and meager. But now it's hot. The sun is like guang. So we need the aircon. Why are my dresses creased? Why are my shirts creased? Why is my life creased? I'll tell you. It's because I have a tiny little environment within which to put all of my clothes. And all of these clothes of mine, when they're squeezed up next to each other like sardines, they get extra creases in them even though they get ironed once a week. If I can catch her, the domestic worker that works for the house, I always patreka her. I always just kind of like, you know, slip in some fast ones because it's their domestic worker, not mine. So I make sure that my laundry is in the washing machine, ready to be hung the next day when she arrives, so that she can just, on a collateral benefit, to iron my things too. But that doesn't even work. Like, even if I did not procure her services in that way, or trick her into ironing my things, it still wouldn't work, because all of my stuff, all of it, even if I have ironed it once upon a time, even when there has been a history of that happening, they get creased again, because where it is that I put my clothes, stuff gets crumpled up, stuff gets messed up. I apologize for the delay that you're dealing with there. As soon as I turn a corner, it'll be good in the hood again. My stuff gets all creased again. Oh my goodness, this dude is like, why are you driving in my lane? It's because Africa has too many potholes. And so your lane doesn't have them, and that's just life. Yeah. My things are creased, therefore, because where it is that I put them, I squeeze everything in. I try to put as much as I can in, so I don't put any, like a lot of my stuff in the car. But it gets creased all over again. So it's all very fruitless to try and iron anything in my life. Even though I'm a fruitful Christian, I don't bear fruit in that category, in that particular regard, and bear my fruit, you know, and it's just like, whatever, right? All these things get crumpled up and creased. Now, prior to me entering into this ridiculous situation that we now today find ourselves in, please let me go in, girl. Prior to me getting into this ridiculous situation, it's so ridiculous. I was a fashionista. A diva with the clothing. I was a kill it in a minute in the wardrobe girl. I took forever and a day in the mornings to get all dressed up because I was a fashionista. So I was always late at work, because can't nobody move when a purse does not match with a blouse. You know what I mean? Okay, so I didn't necessarily match my purses with my blouses. But let me just give you my itinerary every morning when I wake up. I was like, once. The moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup, I say a little prayer for you. Before even all that happened. No, actually, I just say a little prayer first for you. Yeah, I used to pray for you guys like every morning, whatever, okay? Wasting my time, it seems. Anyway, whatever. Yes, I would say a little prayer for you before I put on my makeup. I never used to wear makeup. I still don't. But I did put some eyeliner on. I said, but not like a whole full face beat or whatever. But what I did beat, if it was not the face, it was the body, all over, with some clothes. Like, yo, women spend hours with that makeup thing. Almost like proper concealer, base, foundation, contour, blush, falsies, glue, then for the lace front, and then powder, and then afterwards more glue for edges. Oh, what? Woo! So much work. Not me there. I often look at these chicks with these face beads on YouTube and I'm like, oh goodness. Like literally I'm like, it's so much layering. It's so much layering. So much layering. Can I please just pause here? Oh, I'm stuck, guys. No, I'm sorry, I'm not stuck. There's like a funny little chopper block then I must be very careful of. All these layers that these chicks be like slathering on their fizzites on the book machine, and I'm like, whoa, so much work. So much work. And I think to myself, what a laborious world. Ooh, yeah. Like Louis Armstrong, I'm on that tip, like judging these chicks with their face beats on some so much time, girl. Well, Karabo, the hypocrite, spent just as much time, not on the face beat. I was quick with that stuff. I just wore eyeliner, mascara, boo, get out. Lip gloss, maybe some lipstick if I want it, right? Real quick. I've never been a fan of makeup, but my oh my, you know those layers. That's how you call them. You don't just say layers. The layers of makeup that these chicks wear, like what horror movie vibes. I used to do that with clothes. No, like with my whole body, like with an outfit. Like I used to layers. First of all, I could not for the life of me use the same bag twice in a row. Who does that? Who? What are you doing? Okay, now stop. And not only, like, took forever and a day to put an outfit on because, like, selecting my clothing. I was never the kind of person to put my stuff aside the night before due to the fact that, I don't know, I'm busy. I work a long day. I mean, goodness, I always used to take work home. By the time I got home, I was famished. I was practically dying. I was half past out. Who's trying to put an outfit together then, okay? Like, what? No. A lot of times I even had to work at home, so I couldn't. Like, evenings after coming back from work was set apart for more work and just chill. Like, relax, okay? Chill and relax, just chill. So I could not get it done. But the next morning, and considering I hate waking up, I hate that delay. I'm sorry that it's there. I think maybe it was alright when I had put the camera here. Yeah, I thought that maybe you might perhaps prefer it there. Yeah, no, I used to tell myself that whatchamacallit. I used to hate waking up because, you know, this is what I am. I'm not a morning person. And I always used to snooze like 7 times first the alarm before I finally wake up. Like, why even said it? Okay, why even said it? But by the time I woke up, I always was so naive, thinking that all I needed was 45 minutes to shower and be all dressed up and ready to get the step in. For regular folk, maybe that might work, but not for me. I, for the life of me, needed to set apart an hour and a half, but I hated waking up, so I did this all in Speedy Gonzalez like mode, and it still got me late anyway. Thankfully, I worked for a company that had flexi hours, so insofar as I did all my time, I was good. Otherwise, I would have probably gotten like a first written warning for late coming or something. 9:10 was when I used to walk into the office. Anyway, whatever. So that situation, I would first put on my outfit, right? I would like rock it, like, wow, I've got an outfit. And then, even in choosing that outfit, like, my wardrobe, I had like all my shirts where they were at, all my shoes where they were at, all my pants where they were at, all my skirts where they were at, all my shorts where they were at. Like, everything had its own little demarcation. I did already let you guys know. Despite that neatness, that order, I still was not able to put things together quickly enough. I never knew what on the wall to wear on any given day, and I would spend forever and a day just like twiddling my thumbs in front of the wardrobe. So once I had my outfit on, I had to then map it together with the right accessories. So don't nobody move without a necklace, don't nobody move without earrings, don't nobody move without the right color, even what do you call this, like eyeshadow, right? Because that I did used to do, even though I never used to wear a full face beat. Don't nobody move without multiple rings on my hands, so like both of them. Like I would have maybe like 2 rings on one hand and then 3 on the other. It worked. It worked. I promise you it worked. If you were to see my old photos, you would know that it worked. All these rings, bangles, bracelets, necklaces, on my neck, face, jewelry, like earrings and what have you. Everything had to be coordinated. And then after choosing my jewelry, then only would I choose a handbag. Now remember, I don't do things the night before, so handbag means you have to literally transfer your lip gloss, your purse, your da-da-da, whatever goes inside your lip gloss to another handbag. I changed my handbags every single day because they had to work with my outfit, my shoes, my jewelry, everything. Mind you, my handbag was always in some little pulley drawer thing at work, alright, locked there, so I barely even got seen. But for me, it was about the principle and the concept. Like, you don't get caught with like a brown handbag wearing, for crying out loud, I don't know, yellow. Maybe it might work depending on what kind of brown it is, but you get my point, right? You don't get caught dead, because at the end of the day, you still walk into the office with that handbag. You still walk back to the parking lot with that handbag. And every so often, maybe you might even stop by the Woolies to buy some cheesecake or some chocolate cake, and you are carrying a handbag. So you don't want to be spotted with some funny little flyaway of the handbag, making like bad edges that does not match with the rest of your hair, you know what I mean? But this time around, it's like the rest of my body. So that's what the Cranberry Kay did. No, I need to put this in the purse, because then I'm gonna have challenges. Okay, so I had to match with everything. That whole process of layering for like days often took me an hour and a half to 2 hours every morning, even though I only wanted 45 minutes to myself. Never really worked out. I could never make it on time for anything. Weddings, funerals. I was often the kind to arrive just when people were like, amen, hallelujah, goodbye type thing. That was me because of that whole situation. Very frustrating. And the biggest reason why that was the case was because I hated waking up. I hated waking up. And then every single day, like every day without even a single day being skipped, with these outfits of mine that I would just like rock, okay, like because I was rocking them. Rocking. Yeah, that's it. It is Tuesday, guys. And that's when somebody do explain to his sister, what Jamal is doing looking like this on Tuesday. Somebody, South Africa, you lazy. South Africa, you go spend all of your time at the mall. You go spend all your time at the bike shop for during the week. It's Tuesday afternoon or midday. What you doing at the mall? I cannot find parking. No find no parking. South Africa. I lamented a bunch of randos the other day. I did. Why is it I gotta park so far? Somebody give me parking. Africa, no wonder your economy is failing. No wonder your economy is killing you. Hi. It's ridiculous on a Tuesday. I'm wondering. Everybody should be at work. What are they doing? Where are you parked? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. I think I'll go and grab that slot. Thank you. South Africa, you are there, you know, you are going to die. You are going to die from being lazy. Hey, let me go to that parking space and stop talking too much before somebody rocks up and pulls a fast one on me and takes my spot. Oh no, they're gonna take my spot. Don't take my spot. They took my spot. They took my spot. Okay, I'm gonna go and park where those ladies are at. I'm gonna park where those ladies went. There we go. Thank you for holding on for me. Yeah, I got. Did you see that one? Like they pulled a fast one on me. Thank you. Yay! Somebody helped me. It helps being kind to people. You see, every so often they give you a favor. Yeah, so that's what I used to do. You know what I mean? Like in terms of my my whole outfit, it took like forever. Now, I'm busy with the phone over here, and somebody's gonna go put another fast one on me. This is my parking space. Don't give me issues. Anyway, in this country, people be like, "Jeep, sorry, I took it, and you're like, "Ha, but it was mine." So you go snooze, you lose, Hey, South Africa, I'm gonna do something like that to me. I'm gonna do something, and I'm gonna cry all over the show. I don't understand what you're doing. What's I ever do to something? Are you going to cry or snooze, lose? Thanks to tell you sorry, Harry. I'm not here to make friends. I'm like, where are you here then? Why are you here? You like pappos? You like pappos? That is this land. So people gotta be like screeching into parking spots like, what do they call that? Deadbeat parking. It's not deadbeat parking, handbrake parking. That's how you park in South Africa. Handbrake parking. And then people walk around some while you sit there on some, but I saw it first. And your tears are coming out. And you got all the snot coming out. And everybody's like, but why did you do it? And the person is like, Basil Kalata up in this land. So let me just finish this like little conversation real fast while I still have some kind of feasible lighting going on over there. Yeah, no, that's how I used to like get my outfit in. And then every single day, at the end of the day, at the end of each and every single day, I would then literally set up lights, camera. It's the lights, action Hollywood. And I'm saying like every day, I would get my little like digital camera. It was before, okay, no, it was not before smartphones got really great cameras. It was because I didn't have a smartphone. I was a weird little thing walking around, just like today. I'm kind of unorthodox. Like I was a high-end chick, but I had like a basic phone. Like leave me alone. I got this for my car, I got this for my phone, and I'm like, well, look at my outfit, I'm dissing your shoes. Anyway, whatever. So that's how I've been. Like, I'm like big on fashion. I think I should just switch the car back on again because it's hot, like the aircon situation. I would then take photos, like lots of them, like a lookbook, like a collage of the same outfit. Upload on Facebook. Upload on Facebook my daily outfits. So I was basically working 2 jobs, okay? I had my day job and then I had my fashion job. I just was not monetized for it, but I was that lookbook chick. And stuff like that got a sister hurt something bad. I got hurt really badly because of stuff like that. I just loved to get myself all dressed up, and I did it real well. I could put an outfit together nicely and beautifully, and then I posted my stuff on the book machine. That would be Facebook. And then I got a flood of insulted human beings that don't want me to put a nice shoe with a belt together, and they decided to bewitch the living daylights out of me. That is this country. You don't get to be pretty, you don't get to have interests, you don't get to have likes. I can't say that I was a materialistic woman. What I was a fashion loving woman. I clearly was not materialistic because I was happy to stay at home with my mom, leave my apartments in order to pay off my debts. I was happy to own a city, my cell phone. I didn't have a smartphone. Like I used to get teased by my colleagues. I used to work for a telecommunications company, so to work for a telco as a project manager, as a program manager, sorry, I'm fixing my nose ring so it sits the right way. As a program manager, for crying out loud, a telecommunications company, you're in ICT, for crying out loud, you're in the technology field era. Who in the world, when you work for a telco, owns like an old school phone? You know the kind, like Nokia 3310, where if you want to type the letter K, it's 5 2 times. Yeah, people could not send me when Blackberries were a big thing. Can't nobody send me a BBM, and then everybody moved on to WhatsApp. Can't nobody send me a WhatsApp. Like literally, I was still sitting on MMS Boulevard. I was still sitting on SMS Boulevard, and no one could get a hold of me, and everybody was frustrated. And I was like, I have a right. So I have whatever phone I have. If this is not disturbing you, if you can contact me, if you want to get a hold of me, then I am not breaking any law. Leave me alone. No. In my office, they used to give me grief. I was Karabo, you're a project manager for a telco. How in the world do you have a lay phone? Like, how are you going to market the widgets? How are you going to market our products, our services? And I'm like, I know my job. I know what I'm doing. I understand how your particular iPhone operates. Okay. I know how your Android and your iOS like operating systems operate, and that's all that I need. I don't have to enroll myself in an RS, however, I know how it works. I know how MTN integrates with that. I know. So if I know my job, what's your problem? Leave me alone, it's my phone. I'm not going to go spend thousands of rands on a phone. Please, there are shoes to be bought. No, leave me alone, alright? I was left alone indeed because I did my job and I did it well and I understood how technology works. I just was not interested in getting an upgrade, so I was always being teased for my phone. I also got teased for my car. Like my car is an entry level, a Mazda 2, the first one ever that I bought when I got my first job that could buy me a car. When it got paid off, people expected me to move over to like a Mercedes or a BM, and I'm like, it moves and it's paid off. Like, why do I want to go out like that? Nah, for what? I was like, hey, leave me alone. Leave me alone. No. Just leave me. That's how I was, right? And so I had a very confusing disposition about me, where people would look at my outward appearance, the way that I am here, and imagine me this flashy, ornate, ostentatious girl that just loves money. No, I love fashion. I know how to put an outfit together. I can be very queenly and classy about it. I know how to get an outfit in a bunch and look really expensive. The expensive nature of things, of which was not even often the case, because I knew how to bargain hunt. I knew how to shop for clothes. I knew how to go into, they call them Xoxies in South Africa, like, you know, like buried gems of places where you can get some of the baddest clothes in the game for like practically nothing. I knew how to shop like that. The only place I did not compromise in terms of like the quality or the expenditure was shoes. I always bought really good shoes. But my goodness, I could be wearing like a top that I bought for 5 rands in downtown Joburg in some like hole that you had to dig out, that was a second-hand hand-me-down from some gogo that was like, you know, tired of it. And I would then, because it's vintage looking, then like just take it home, wash it, you know, take a couple of like funny little things off it and wear it. That's how I used to be. That's how I used to put my stuff together. I went to Chinatown a lot and bargain hunted there. My jewelry, I wore lots of it, but it was not diamonds, it was not emeralds, it was not even Swarovski crystals. It wasn't even cubic zirconia. It was just glass, okay? Like some random cheap stuff, but it looked good on me. Because I've never understood the concept of spending ridiculous amounts of money on items that lose their value, depreciate as soon as they leave the showroom floor. Okay, I've never understood buying therefore expensive cars. I've never understood buying what do you call this, expensive, especially with what do you call it, like clothing, you know, jewelry. I can see how you could buy it expensively because it still continues to appreciate in value, but things like clothes, they depreciate like ridiculously. So things like that, I would never for the life of me. There was one colleague that I had that was like super duper materialistic, and she also used to give me a lot of grief for driving a very basic car and owning a basic phone. She was talking about how it is that if her husband knew what is best for him, for her birthday he would purchase her like a 30,000 rand Gucci bag, and I was like, girl, I mean, that's like a monthly installment, or even 2 months or 3 months, depending on your car, on your property, of home loan, mortgage, bond. Like, how in the world are you going to put that on a Gucci purse when you have got the same level of job that I've got? You're not Beyonce, girl. You're not Rihanna. Okay, you are not Adele. You're not a millionaire or even a billionaire. You're not Elon Musk. You're not sitting around like Bill Gates, where you can, I mean, a Gucci purse ain't jack, like money in a thing. You are earning a monthly salary that is decent because you're doing well for yourself in corporate, but you're not at that level where a 30,000 rands Gucci purse would make sense. Those are the kinds of people that I was encircled by. Those are the kinds of friends that I had. People who were happy to regard themselves as embittered by breaking their banks to buy things like Gucci purses that depreciate as soon as they get like taken off the showroom floor. As soon as they get off the shelves of Gucci, they're in Santon. The value depreciates. So if it burns, if candle wax lands on the inside of it, if somebody decides to make like a typical South African robber and be like, stick them up and take it from you, if somebody makes a decision to burn your house down, my goodness, when I used to work for insurance, right, I was a claims consultant. When things were over a certain value, they had to be specified, even if it was a portable possession. So things like bicycles, you know how they can be very, very expensive. Prescription glasses always had to be specified, but also if it was a value, an item that is valued above a certain amount of rands, they would have to specify it. So every single time you purchase your Gucci purse, are you telling me, sister, that you're going to go and call your insurance company to specify that Gucci purse? You're going to have to specify it, and every year go back to the insurance company and then re-specify the value again. The insurance company also has the discretion to reduce the value of that purse as the years progress because of depreciation, stuff like that. So by the time somebody steals it from you, you are barely ever going to get back what you need for it. I've never understood that. I'm not against a Gucci purse. If somebody wants to buy it for me, whatever, do you, right? But understand that the day that I will ever purchase a Burberry coat and a Gucci purse is the day when I am officially a millionaire, and it's going to be like buying ice cream at the Milky Lane. It has to be that much of a non-entity to spend money for me to spend that much. But if I'm earning a 9-to-5 salary where I've got about 50,000-60,000 rands a month, and you're going to be buying a 30,000 rands Gucci purse for your wife on her birthday, how long do you have to save for that? How long do you even have to take like a mortgage bond? Like, just the pressure that for one men in this country have over providing for these shallow women, it is no wonder they're so unloving. It is no wonder they don't actually work on character, because they're always trying to break their backs in order to satisfy women, like my friend at MTN. She was among those that afflicted me with sorcery, and I, for the life of me, couldn't understand why she was always so harsh towards me over the vehicle that I drove. Like, I drove a Mazda 2. It was my first ever car, and she was driving. It wasn't even that great, and I'm not going to say what car she was driving, because then that'll make it clear who it is that I'm speaking about, because she was the only one that drove that kind of car. And for me, it was like, cheeky, you and your husband, you met at the same company that you were working for at the same level, so I would imagine he's earning more or less what it is that you're presently earning. So the two of you, even combined with your salaries, honey, it is irresponsible for you to be asking your husband to buy you a Gucci purse that costs you 30,000 rands. It's irresponsible because both of you earn a certain amount of money. I know more or less how much you earn, because you and I are on the same level, right? You can't be earning that much more than me or that much less than me, and your husband, therefore, since you are peers on the same level professionally, you also cannot be earning that much more than him. And the two of you all coming together to, I guess, conglomerate your resources, cannot afford that. You literally cannot afford that. So you have asked your husband, take care of me, like, you know, Yemi Alade's song, if you love me, you're gonna buy me Ferrari, if you want me, you're gonna pay me salary, If that's what you're gonna say to a man, then honey, you can forget about being cherished, okay? You can forget about being adored, respected. You can forget about a man actually paying attention to the fact that you don't like waking up that much in the mornings. He will neglect to recall your nuances, the things about you that really matter, the things that make you, you know, skip a beat. There was this one back in the day that had like a gargantuan crush on me, and I had a small one back. Like, it wasn't big enough for me to let him in my life. But I remember this guy when he was pursuing me, right? The thing that actually I think made me reciprocate even a small little crush back on him, the thing that caused me that reciprocity was, what ended up making me kind of slightly like him back, right, was the fact that he was just so mindful of everything. Like, I would just say stuff in passing, like, oh my goodness, it's my little sister's birthday, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Or I would say stuff like, oh, I totally went to the mall today and Cinnabon was closed and I just wanted a Cinnabon. I would just say random things in passing on a group chat, in an email, so I wasn't even speaking to him. Or if at all I was speaking to him directly, I would just say things in passing, or make a little silly comment, just somebody walking by or something, oh my goodness, like that chick, how in the world is she like wearing so much makeup, type thing. I would just say stuff like that and just let it slide. And 2, 3, 4 months down the line, this guy who was like heavy, hard knocking, pursuing me would remember those things. He would remember. He would be like, oh yeah, plus I remember that you don't like all that much, I don't know, forget about what, like for instance, the mention with my sister's birthday. Oh, it's her birthday. The next year, like literally a whole year later, he'd be like, oh, by the way, say happy birthday to your sister for me. For me, it was like, you remembered? Like, that sat on you? Like, just attention to detail. And that's what made me, after, because he tried for a minute, hey, like yours. It's what made me be like, aww. And I was seriously considering being with this guy, but, you know, the things that I was about him that I was just like, nah, I was quite shallow back in the day. So, for shallow reasons, I didn't end up with him. Like, I thought he wasn't in my league or whatever, which I was so silly. Anyway, whatever. But that made me feel like, can you imagine how much this guy would love me if I gave him my heart? Can you imagine, right? So, my shallowness sort of kind of made me pass up somebody that would have probably been really good to me through and through. Remembered everything, my birthdays, remembered like literally he would have been like, have you, like, you know, catching the way he would catch everything that is about me and of me. He would have been like, I would have been like a woolen or a cashmere jersey, and he would have been like blackjacks. Like, just caught, like, just catch, like, you, like, leave with me. Every ounce of information that I dropped out of my mouth, he used it in a special way to make me feel known and regarded. How in the world is a man supposed to pay all that attention to those nuances so you can feel seen and noticed as a woman when he's too busy trying to save up to buy you a 30,000 rand Gucci purse? Like, if a guy's a millionaire or a billionaire, whatever, and even then those billionaire guys are scary, for crying out loud. It is easier for a camel to enter into a needle than for into the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. A lot of women want them, and they're frankly unreliable and untrustworthy, right? So to even want a wealthy man is problematic, likely for your heart. You're probably going to be getting a whole bunch of problems in your life. Anyway, but if just in case he's one of those like wealthy men like Solomon, that's all wise and in Christ, maybe anticipate that he could rock up at home having bought you a Manolo Blahnik or a Christian Louboutin shoe. But if he is not a millionaire and you're expecting him to finance a lifestyle of that nature, then you can forget about him remembering your sister's birthday because you blurted it out of your mouth one time like a year ago. You can forget about him remembering nuances, just little things. And these are the things, by the way, that make a woman melt, feel appreciated, regarded. And these are the things that you miss over time. These are the things that when they are lacking in a marriage, in a long-term engagement of that nature, you feel it. You feel it like no man's business. You feel stupid. You feel dumb. You feel like you wasted your time, and then you end up coveting relationships of people that don't even have all that much, but there's a whole lot of love. My ex-boyfriend did not have much, and I was with him anyway. And I don't know how many people walked up and told me like, oh, well, this guy's not in your league. And I was like, based on what? Please tell me. I need to understand. Because if you're going to tell me that he's not in my league because of things that I frankly don't care about, then bring me a dude that's going to be in my league that's actually going to dig me, love me. A guy that's going to pay attention to buying me flowers. Like, I stayed with him for a long amount of time because I got loved. Lo and behold, he started making money, and then he became a fool. He started to treat me the way that men that have money treat women. Like, I got money, so I don't know. It's like money makes them forget that their parents taught them manners. It's like they imagine that money is a replacement for manners. So they are no longer regarding, they're no longer respectful, careful, loving, really very, like, you know, pay, like, attention paying. Just careful to not, like, step on some random toes. Like, you don't get to talk to me like that. He got so rude. That's why I left him. Like, I left him because he became rude. He started to make money and he became rude, and I was like, who are you? I've been with you for like a million years, and now all of a sudden you're acting like a tenderpreneur diva man. No, like, you just need a little bit of a beer belly and a kick and babaza, and you have sealed the look of those, like, scary men that have money and no respect, however, for women. So the fine line between that appears to not exist at all. Given my simplicity, for the kind of woman that I outwardly appear to be, I got harassed by a chunk of females out here in these streets that expected that upon extracting money out of my life, I will then be happy to allow myself to be taken up by some blesser equivalent. Guys, man, I want love, okay? I've always wanted love. I've always been in it for the love. That's the reason why I was able to date broke dudes. Like, I cannot, for the life of me, not be loved. A woman's desire is to be cherished from the get-go, through and through. Even God says in the scriptures, through Paul, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. However, what he requires of women is to respect their husbands. Men are not, like, God does not say, women, love your husbands. He says women respect them, but he says, men, love your wives. So if a woman doesn't have love, she's empty, she's hollow. And if a man does not have respect, he's empty and he's hollow. So insofar as you can give him respect and he gives you love, you've got a nice little well-oiled machine over there. When then a man cannot love you, I don't know if you guys have read the book, The 5 Love Languages. My personal love language is words of affirmation. If a man cannot love you, if he cannot speak well to you, my ex got rude. If he cannot speak well to you, or if your love language is gifts, if your love language is physical touch or whatever, and he's just not quite learning it, you're gonna be this barren, empty hollow. And that's where marital unfaithfulness comes in, okay? You end up cheating because you're just, like, unhappy, unsatisfied, and on top of that, you're ungodly. So I don't want a God that doesn't love God, because Christ is the only one that can teach a man how to love a woman. And two, I don't want a dude that is pumped up by all the acquisitions in the world that he has gained for himself, and so therefore has forgotten his manners at the door, has disregarded that his mama taught him better. Like, I do not want anything of that nature, and I've never wanted that. Even before coming to Jesus Christ, I was a very simple chick, okay? The only thing that made me look more complex than I was the fact that I outwardly looked like this. I just love to put an outfit together, and we are creative. So because I could dress my body to look very elegant, I often appeared like the kind of woman that would not even look once at certain guys. And so I often got pursued by rude little tenderpreneur, like, heavy honcho guys into buying a big fat chunky expensive bottle of Moët in the club, and I could not stand that for the life of me. And then go home, like, what are you doing first of all in the club at the age of 36? Like, leave, like, go home to your wife or get a wife since you're above 36. Like, you get my point. And I would then upload all of this elegance, the elegance of which was not even all that expensive. I did put out there that I was into honji buying, right? I would upload it on the book machine, and I got harassed by a whole bunch of people that imagined that all they needed to do in order to humiliate me or humble me or bring me down from a high horse they imagined I was on, was to take away everything from me. And then and then on that day I was just grovel. I will grovel, I will beg, and I will stop annoying them with my materialism, except I wasn't even materialistic. I was just in love with fashion. Not only that, I love decor. I'm artistic, okay? I'm artistic. So because I'm artistic, I love to put pieces together of furniture. I know how to put a house together. I know how to put my body together in terms of getting all dressed up. I love to get my hair did and all that stuff. I am artistic, but I'm not materialistic. Like, there's a massive difference, and that the inability to segregate between the two has caused people to break the living daylights out of me by taking away from me things that they imagined I can't survive without. And yet here it is that I am still here in my squalor and poverty, and because I am artistic, I am still creatively adorning myself. And people are like, she hasn't fallen splat like an egg on the ground and broken made like Humpty Dumpty. What more do we need to do to make this woman grovel and basically look nasty? I've never loved money, and that's why you can never catch me. You should have looked at my stats. You should have looked at the man I was dating to figure out that I was not a gold digger. You should have known just from that. You should have just looked at the fact that I was willing to move out of my apartment to go and live with my mom in order to pay off my debt, to understand that I don't care about what people think. You should have known when I did not change my car to a BMW or a Mercedes or some chunky Jeep Pajero 4x4, even though I could afford to get it because I was doing well in my career. You should have seen from those small little things. You should have seen from my cell phone that I was carrying around that I was not the kind of woman that would be decimated from the inside out if at all she lost money. It's never been about money. I just know how to put I just know how to put outfits together. I know how to look good. I know how to be elegant. I know how to be classy and glorious. I know how to be an artist, and that is what made me look good. My gifts, my talents, my preferences as to how I wanted to be. That's what made me look good. It was never about money, and the evidences were there from the very beginning of my life. And yet people thought that all they need to do to decimate me, to destroy me, to dismantle me, to make me scruffy and look nasty was to take money away. Money has never made me look good. I've always known how to freaking bargain hunt. This here is an El Cheapo. This dress, perhaps, okay, fine, this was a bit expensive. I bought it, I think, from Trinity. This is my mom's. These earrings are my mom's, but if they were mine, they'd probably be really cheap. And like, guys, I put this purse, I got it at a honchi It was like a huanchi somewhere in Chinatown. It works together well. I somehow managed to look very expensive even though I'm on a budget for days. And that is what under heaven was the case back in the day. Yes, I could afford to buy some expensive things, some expensive shoes because I had a good career. But that career was not the be all and end all of why I was so glorious. I've been struggling financially all of my life because I had a strange mother from the moment I was a kid. But I still nonetheless managed to be popular in school. I still managed to be a fashionista. I still managed to be somebody that people were happy to look at because I am an artist. I'm artistic. My creativity is what has won me the favor that I got historically. And people thought that by taking money away from me, they're going to hurt me, except I've never, in the beginning of my life, I didn't have money yet. I had clout. I had clout because God gave me a brain to be creative. So when you took everything away from me and I still look like this, you are like, why is this chick still looking like this? It's because I know how to innovate. So God basically has handled you. I took photos today because I haven't done it in a minute. Because I've always been that girl. I used to take a whole bunch of photos in the evenings, do a lookbook, put it on Facebook, and I got harassed by Facebook friends out of envy, jealousy. The jealousy, it's written in God's word that anger is overwhelming and fury is a flood, but who can stand before jealousy? The envy of women and the covetousness of men caused them to imagine that I will be handled for what I don't know, because I was just being me. South Africa's just sick like that. That's the problem. They imagine that they will handle me if they can take everything away from me, except you've taken everything away from me now and you're still jealous. So it looks like you'll never stop. That's why I have to leave this country. It's unreasonable. It's unreasonable. You literally don't want anybody to be okay. All I want is love. All I want is love. And I don't have it here, so I'm leaving. I don't want money. I don't want a guy that's going to rock up here and give me money and not love me. I don't want some dude. That's why I loathe the prospect of Cinderella. To be snatched out by a dude who's going to set me up in the house, and then what? And then what? I want love. I do not care to be suffocated by the acquisition of things when I cannot, in the presence of those things, actually feel at home and at peace with those around me. I want children. I want a husband. I want a church family. I want a community of people I can love and be loved by. And presently, this country refuses to give me that. What they want to give me is what they want to give me is a blesser. What they want to give me is some frivolous dude that has forgotten his manners at home because he started making money. And he's going to grate me. I am too deep. I will find him shallow. I will find him calloused. I will find him disincentivizing of serving the Lord. He will grate me until I become ungodly. I don't want a man that's going to take away from me the Prince of Peace. I don't want to do that. That's going to like grate the living daylights out of me until I think God doesn't live. Because an unloving marriage can cause a person to believe that God doesn't exist. I don't want to be an unloved woman that gets married. It's written in God's word that the earth cannot bear up under an unloved woman who gets married. I will not be that girl. And thank God, the love of money that is the root of all kinds of evil, that has caused many to wander after it and so therefore pierce themselves with many pains. I am grateful that the Lord granted it to me to not have that as a disease and a sickness, but it is your sickness and your disease. And so now today you gloat and you flash your ostentatious lives that you can't even afford in my face. Yet I'm not even looking at them, but you're looking at me and you are acting like there's nothing to write home about. You are disregarding me. You are withholding from me the only thing that I actually want, love. And so I'm going to leave and find it somewhere else. South Africa, you've taken away my lookbook because you're jealous. So I'm going to go and build my lookbook again, but somewhere where I will be appreciated. I took photos today because I liked my outfit. It's not the best I've put on, but I liked it. And my dress is creased in it because I am putting my stuff in a little wardrobe that keeps on creasing my stuff. And all I could ask God was, when am I ever going to be able to wear clothes that are not creased again and do my lookbooks again, upload my fashion again on social media, where I'm not going to be dealing with friends that are gnashing their teeth and are mean and are ugly and are horrible and hate that I like to put an elegant dress together. I don't have a job. I have nothing to my name. I don't have family. I don't have love. And yet people are still wreaking havoc in my life. Like, when will you stop? I don't know. That's why I gotta leave South Africa. Let me go to the bank before they close on me again. I'll give you feedback as to what happened when I return. I'm sending out in Christ's name. Please do repent or understand that you will perish. It's that basic. Bye.
My dress is so creased.
I'm back. I'm so bushed. There's like a sun issue. Let me get in the shade. I prospered to do everything that I need to do. I couldn't even like think or concentrate to give you feedback earlier because I waited in the queue for 2 hours. I was so out of it by the time I left the bank that I forgot to let you guys know when I was driving back. So now I'm here. I'm actually very happy about this. I should be jumping up and down on the spot, but the 2-hour wait kind of like juiced me. It took out my energy and put it like on the side and said chill. So I'm kind of like offish, but only because I waited for 2 hours. I'm actually quite glad that this is done. I finally have an account, my own, as opposed to having borrowed somebody else's card and what have you. And now I guess the future starts here. This time around I really trust and I believe that I'm going to get a steady flow of income in that account through the work that I am doing. Hopefully I'm going to keep getting growth. I'm going to grow. And as I grow, I will then actually be able to like monetize and stuff like that. Get enabled, have people help me out. I really need to leave this country, guys. Like another thing that kind of drained my mood was the fact that there was robots were not working and there was an accident on the road. So just the issues in South Africa, like if there's already a gaping wound, an open wound, this country adds insult to that injury. Like it's bad enough that there was a power cut in that area and so the robots weren't working. Then there had to be an accident. An accident would have caused a chock-a-block on its own. But then it was such a short stretch of road, but I was there for half an hour. But it got worse. It was worse and it was exacerbated by the fact that I'm so tired. Waited for 2 hours in line and then waited on a tiny little patch of road for half an hour because of the issues of South Africa. But by the time I got to the front of the queue, the woman there that helped me last week was like, why did you wait? So I felt comforted by her that my struggles were seen. But nonetheless, I had done that wait, and so I'm kind of like out of it. This country, I can't. Everything is so inefficient, everything is so slow, and everything is so destructive. Everybody is so unprepared to help each other grow, one another get ahead. It's just so individualistic, and I don't know when that became true because Africa tends to be very well known for collectivism. We're good with that. We're good like that. When it comes to looking at things, my hand is tight, so I'm resting it on a car. When it comes to looking at things in a very collectivistic, we're in this together. I mean, we have the saying in this country called Ubuntu, and it's basically just having the back of your fellow man. We're good with that. We were good with it. And now we are so individualistic. And mind you, Western culture was the one that was very super individualistic at some point. But they're doing better than Africa, so I don't know what's going on. The thing that made us as collectivistic as we were as a people was just oppression. Like the fact that everybody treated us like trash made us stick together. But then when we found freedoms from systematic oppression, we became just so uncaring, and I can't deal. Everyone is just so every man for himself here, and the kingdom of heaven doesn't operate like that. We are very much into one anothering, and it's just taxing to me. Spiritually, I get drained, and also on a very natural level, there is an unnatural thing happening in South Africa, and I don't recognize this place, I don't recognize this country, I don't recognize it at all from what it is that I grew up in. I've basically got a culture shock. Like, have you ever had a culture shock from your own country, like from your own culture, your own people? Like, there's a glare all up in my grill that's wreaking havoc in my life. Have you ever experienced a culture shock? I don't know where to stand. Wait, is that we're not going to be dealing with that super glare? Is that better? Have you ever experienced a culture shock in your own culture? Like when people change so much in just such a short space of time that you don't recognize them anymore? I've got that problem. I have a culture shock from South Africa. It's like I've moved to another country and I don't know how in the world they can live like this. Don't understand why they operate like this or how they do things. It's just really very puzzling or shocking to me. I've got lots of trauma, like even at the bank when I was busy signing for my card. I was half expecting the consultant to be kind of cold and mean to me and say, you are listed on the credit bureau, we don't want to open a bank. Like everybody has been so horrible to me that I expect even like people that are in no position to give me grief. Even my signature, when I was signing, I was scared that she was going to be like, this is not the real one. From the time back in the day when you signed, it's not the same matching signature. Like I've got so much trauma in my body that I'm always expecting someone to hurt me. And this has been because of the piling on my person of abuse over 5 years. Not 5, 8, and like when will I ever recover? Like I think I need a season of being loved. I think I need a long amount of time of being loved by this glare, the sun. I need a season of being loved. I think I've perfectly got a place now where I can talk, but my hand is hurting. A place where it is that someone to be with people that love you unconditionally for a long enough amount of time for you to be gradually weaned off trauma. That's what I need, like a long amount of time enough for people to be patient with me, to understand that I'm just not going to be trusting, I'm going to be edgy, antsy, or like always just freaking out about being abandoned, left, isolated, and all that jazz. I'm just always going to be on edge, and it's going to take a minute for me to finally just let go and let somebody or a bunch of people, like a community, a church community, to love me. Because the way that I've been hurt right now, I've been hurt even by the church, like of the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm not even speaking here just about a man in romance, but people, like community, like brothers, sisters, friends, like they've made themselves foes. I'm so traumatized that I expect everyone to be cold. When people smile, I'm like, how long is that going to last? When people talk kindly to me, I'm like, how long is that going to last? I'm very fresh, I'm kind when it comes to people, so when they talk to me and they smile and they laugh and they give me a way to pass in traffic, I'm like, if you knew me for 5 minutes longer, you'd probably persecute me, because whatever's going on inside you will harass whatever's going on inside me. This country is so godless and so unloving of Jesus that I imagine that even if people start out alright, they'll eventually go awry. So I need to leave and move to somewhere where they're not so God-hating, so that whatever's in the sky, whatever principalities, whatever rulers are in the sky, are not going to be that destructive to my general cause. Like, it's like I'm a person living in Iran. Like, everybody there is under the principality or the demonism of a nation that hates God. So there's just a general persecuting spirit in the sky against those who are indwelt by the Spirit of God. But a country that serves the Lord is not so bad. South Africa claims to be that, but it's not. Anyway, I don't want to be rapping. I'm quite loquacious. I can go. I'm very tired, as you can see. Like, can you see it in my eyes? I'm weary. I hate that I'm so traumatized. Like, I was literally shaking when I was signing for my bank card because I was scared that the consultant would tell me your signature is not the same as the one that we have on the system, because I've banked with Standard Bank before. I have paranoia about everything. I gotta leave this place, and this is all happening in the middle of people still disregarding my person. They still basically like abuse. I'm left to languish, guys. Like, if I don't get help, like as in day before yesterday, I'm gonna die amidst the people that will have just watched me die. Let's smile though, because I've got a bank card, okay? I've got a bank account, not just a bank card. I've had a bank card, but it wasn't mine, and I've been given grief concerning it. Or just an unpreparedness to help me the way that I need to be helped. Now I've got my own account, and with that happening, I really hope that there's going to be money, like literally almost like a salary. I'm praying to God for a salary, like to get us a steady flow of income, the way that a person that has got a thriving channel on YouTube gets a steady flow of income every month. Like, I'm hoping to grow, and I'm panicking, I'm freaking out because I'm getting no views. Nobody is looking at my work, and I want to grow. Guys, I work so hard. Like right now, I still have to go in there with all this fatigue in my bones from queuing forever and a day. It's already 1600 hours in the afternoon. I still have to go and edit yesterday's work, publish it, share it, write, and then exercise. Because I cannot rest. There's no rest for the wicked, so therefore the wicked will make sure I get no rest. Like, I can't chill until I have something that looks like it's gonna suffice for me on a very regular basis. Lord, please help me grow. Like, it's all I can say. Bye guys, later. I'm sorry that I dampened the mood from the last time that I spoke. It's just that waiting in line with all of this exhaustion in my body, all I could do was think about my life. So that's also one of the biggest reasons why I'm flat. Like, just all that queuing and all that traffic and all that sun, and I'm tired. Later, see you tomorrow. Actually no, see you just now. I'm gonna sing. Bye.